to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
Hi, I'm Amy with an I.
And I'm Erin with an E.
Yay! I was like, do I unmute her or did I not? I don't know.
I unmuted me.
That's what I figured.
There we go. Jam, 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 jam,
Jam, jam, jam.
This is doing us jamming.
It's a great song.
Oh, it is.
YouTube says it has royalties, but other places it's royalty free, so I don't even know what's going on with that song.
Yeah, that's
weird. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm. One thing at a time.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about today? Erin with an E.
Erin with an E. We're talking about open relationships, aka, according to Amy, how slutty I am.
I talked to Amy with a Y today too, and she told me to tell you stop being such a fucking slut. But she's one to talk.
I was gonna say, ooh, I feel like a discussion needs to be had here. Hold a minute here,
because I am, loose in my goose also, but
Yep. I'm just gonna have to. We're gonna have to start calling each other like A pot and E kettle.
Right. So it's whatever at this point. Like,
yeah.
Except with Skepticon. I'm like, everybody's like, we're going to the club, we're going to the bar. I'm like, I'm going to bed.
I am going to bed. Y'all are ridiculous. No, I'd have been in the same boat. I'd have been like, I'm ready for sleep.
Sleepy time. Yeah, I was exhausted. I'd driven 10 hours. It was nighttime. It's past 9:30.
Ew. No more peopling after that. Thanks.
Well, yeah. I will do my medicine, my whiskey medicine, and I will go to bed.
Because of the deficiency?
Because of the deficiency. Yeah. I have a weed deficiency too, but that's not legal in this state. So,
see, it's illegal in ours now.
Nice.
Within parameters. It is, but the town that Amy with a Y and I reside in, you can't do it at city parks or just walking around outside. You can do it at private.
That makes sense.
Yep. So, within reason, there are limitations, but not complaining.
That seems about right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't need to be doing any stuff while just also, how often do I wander down the street? Not very.
I don't here because it's 106 today.
Yeah.
It's 101 now. It's actually cooled off. Wow. The weekend it dropped down to 89 and it seriously felt cold.
Wow. We were like at 100 this weekend and I was on a boat right after my son blew my tire on my car. Yeah. But I held on. I didn't hit him with the parental guilt cleaver, but I did have to put a donut on in the heat and I was wearing a dress and it's not a look.
No.
But I did it because I'm a strong, independent woman. Right?
No, you want to text a boy to do it. You're like, I'm over feminism.
No, right?
Feminism has its limits. I don't want to kill a spider. I don't want to change a tire. I don't want to take the trash out. Let's be real.
No, it's not my favorite. I have to go get the trash bins. You just reminded me, but it's been raining and hailing. And so I'm not doing any of it right now.
Can you just tip him over in your yard and leave him for a day? Pretend like you're drying him out?
I probably could.
That's what I would do. Is I'm like, I'm just going to knock him over so it looks like I'm doing something, but I don't have to drag him in while there's full of water because that water stinks too.
Oh, yeah. And
that water stinks.
It smells bad. No. Not
the water stinks. It's heavy. It's gross. You don't get maggots in your trash bins, though, do you?
I don't. I haven't, anyhow.
Because in Texas, if you leave your trash bins out for like a day, there's maggots coming out of it. Like, just like.
Ooh.
Texas is
like a horror movie.
It's real fun. Yeah, you have to turn on the hose and jump back because the scorpion might come out. Like Basically, Texas is interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have to worry about maybe like a daddy long legs, which
Those are so cute. They don't bite.
well, their teeth are too small to like puncture our skin all the way. So
They try. That's
They
why they're
do.
bobbing on you.
yeah,
Trying so hard. It's so cute.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, daddy.
you got a
You
little
hard-
fella. You can do it.
See, you're being nice and I'm being dirty. So
Yeah. See, I was like, no, I try to encourage him, but
yeah, I do too.
I shouldn't give him false hope. I am.
You're
So.
like, I have thin skin. I'm not like the other girls.
That's exactly what I say to them.
I say that I don't like drama. I don't like drama. I'm not like other girls. Yeah. What's other good ones that everybody likes to hear?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I would love to hear more about your car. That's so funny. I don't know.
I like sports too.
Tell me more about fishing.
Is that a real fish in your picture?
Are you just happy to see me?
Exactly.
Oh. Anyhow. Ugh.
Okay.
Speaking of, I was going to say that reminds me of dating, and then we get back to open
dating.
relationships.
Open relationships.
Open relationships, open dating. So that's been, there have been a lot of conversations amongst the feral friends about open relationships, ethical non-monogamy, polyamory.
The thing about being in an open relationship, and you've learned this too, because I've been in an open relationship for about 3+ years, is you never stop talking about everything. There is so much more communication.
Yes.
There has to be. Logistics and everything in an open relationship. So much more.
That's the way that it needs to be, because part of that whole ability to maintain openness is that ability to maintain, trust and honesty. And you can't do that without a whole bunch of communicating.
And once you stop trusting someone, though, it becomes real hard.
Yeah. So. Yeah, definitely. And that's a huge, and I know it's totally cheesy and cliche. And I think they make elementary school kids do it, the crumple up a piece of paper that has the word trust on it. And then they flatten it out, make it like it was before. And you can't so it's just easier to maintain it from the get-go if you can. Yeah. So that's advice number 1 is hope you like to communicate, because if you're at all interested in having any sort of relationship like that, and I say this as a non-professional, I'm just someone who's walking the road right now and just sharing my experience. I don't know anything about anything. Right. So, but yeah,
I don't either. I don't know where my charger is for this laptop.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Laptop, get your act together.
It's not laptop's fault.
No.
It's gentleman caller's fault.
Uh-oh.
He's not home.
Oh, gentleman caller's gonna get an earful.
No.
Have to text him and be like, look.
Listen up, bitch cakes.
I need that charger. Spittle. But yeah. So, and I don't know. We had a lot of conversations about the difference between being ethically non-monogamous, about being polyamorous and all those things, which I feel like was a thing that if you would have asked me months ago, I kind of just all lumped into the same thing, but they're not. They're different.
It's not the same thing.
No. And so that was a learning curve as well.
Well, because I would be more closed poly, is if I would define myself.
Yeah. And we land more in the ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah.
And
because I only date 1 or 2 people at a time.
Yeah.
Because I am very I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to talk to people.
Sometimes I don't like to talk to people. And that's but that's the way that kind of lands. And so, I keep trying to come up with the cute moniker for the boyfriend, my paramour, my I don't know what else to call him.
I don't know what to call the new guy, because that's gentleman caller and
male companion.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but he's delightful. Ooh, it's exciting.
That's very fun.
Yeah, I like it. And, but then it's also then a constant conversation about like, how are we going to function within this? Because, we've been dating for a little bit,
Mhm.
like, a few months, and then both of us had left like pretty negative relationship experiences. And so now it's kind of like, I had my moment, I had my hoe phase and did all that. And then I was like, okay. And he's still kind of new into his hoe phase. And so we're embracing that and supporting that. And, but the way that kind of looks is, he's like, we both, had people that we were talking to also when we had first met. And so even when our, connection became something more significant, we still had this. And so we really talked about what does that look like as far as, how do we want to do this? Do we want to,
which is fair,
be monogamous? Yeah, we had a whole, continuing conversations about it because things change as we go. But yeah, we kind of, and at first, like, there's just, like we said, there's a whole lot of talking. We set different rules about, if we are with other people, what are some boundaries that we have in place? What do we share with other people? What do we not? As far as, like the use of protection.
Which is a conversation in itself all the time.
Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah.
And where, you're meeting, when you're going to be home, all of those things. Which is fine. And I realize that as I'm listing it off, sounds kind of like maintenance-y, but actually, like, I really
enjoy safety.
Conversations.
I see it as safety. It's nice. So I go places and I share my location. Like he knows where I'm at all the time.
Yeah. So, and that's, because I have the location. I have, the feral friends who have the location, all of the good stuff. And so, the first, like when it was new, like the first time I remember that he had a date and then I was just kind of at home, that one at first I was like, ooh, there's that discomfort of doing something new that you haven't done before. But then we just talked about it afterwards. And then, then role reversed and I had a date and he didn't. And we both were like, oh, that was kind of hard. So now we kind of try to, even though it's easier now because we're used to it and we're very good about communicating and making sure that our relationship feels prioritized and different. It's also then we also try to like schedule our dates similarly or close to one another.
Yeah.
Because then it's kind of fun when it's like other people date night and
and then so you come home to each other.
Yeah, we have our own date nights with us and then we have date nights with other people. And so that's kind of interesting and fun. And yeah, it's just, and one of the things that I know that we've talked about is kind of like that, like what kind of like feels uncomfortable is kind of that, norm, the expectation that, having that kind of relationship is not normal and that, oh my gosh, how could you want to do something like that? And it's like, the point that my gentleman person makes is that he's like, like anybody can get married. That's not a hard thing to do.
Right.
He's like, but I think that two people staying together for years and years because they actively choose one another and are showing up every day, I think that's the more beautiful thing. And so that's kind of, and so that's kind of the mindset that we take into it is that, it doesn't matter what is on any kind of paper for the time being, because we just choose each other and we try to show up and be there for one another and do all of the things. And it's kind of, it's a little freeing. It's kind of fun to not have the pressure that all the needs to be met.
That's what my therapist says is just choose that relationship every day. Just, that's who that's your person every day. That's your person. So I'm running into a problem though.
Ooh, yes, dish.
Where I don't know how poly I am anymore. And I've been, open for 3 years. And so I'm kind of exploring that if it's something I want to maintain or if it's not, if I want to pull back in, then I'm just kind of feeling things out and, weighing everything out. Cause I'm like, I don't know where I'm at anymore. Cause I feel like it hit the things that needed hitting, I guess. And, and now the relationship that I create won't resemble my marriage, which is what I absolutely wanted it not to even look closely like.
Yeah.
So, Because I'm at a point now where I'm just trying to redefine how I want to be or how I want things to look.
Yeah, no,
So-
exactly. Yeah, I know that my significant other's like he's like, I never want to get married again. That was terrible. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. We don't have to do that. Like,
I don't want to get married again either. I actually have called off engagements now. So, before in the past. So,
and you do
which is fun too. Never called off an engagement before.
No, that feels like something you need a fancy hat for.
Okay, Amazon keeps advertising all these fancy hats to me, and I really feel like I need one for Halloween.
I think so.
But okay, would it be too obscure if I'm a Pinewood Derby girl, where if I have like the hat and then like a cardboard box car? Would it, but over the dress? Do you think that would be too obscure for people to get?
Maybe. It depends on who you're spending time with on Thanksgiving, on Halloween.
My friends are such dumbasses. No, I'm kidding. No, I just I'm trying to think of how I could, what other ways I could do it, because I want to do something derby, but maybe I could do like roller derby, but it's also with the hat and then skates. I don't know. That
would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
So I don't know.
But I like where this is heading. I haven't even doing.
Well, I've been invited to 2 Halloween parties already, so I'm very excited about picking and choosing and which one. And yeah, very excited.
I always think about like January hits and I get a great idea for a Halloween costume, and then by October I don't remember what it was.
I was a copycat last year. I had a cat ears, and oh no, this was the year before. Whatever. I had cat ears, and then I had "Hello, my name is Control plus C."
I love that.
Nobody got it, but I like to be puns, and Amy hates that. But
I love puns.
I was a black-eyed pea one year. I cut things into a shape of a pea and sandwich board, and I had black eyes. I was a killer bee one year with a machine gun and dressed like the letter B.
That's great.
So yeah, that's what I like to do.
Costumes. That's fantastic.
Last year I was just a slutty witch though, because I was at a different party where it was like lingerie or costume, so I was just a slutty witch.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
So, but this year, but this year it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do either. I'm not even ready to think about it yet, honestly. So,
well, I have a child that's going to turn. My second kid is going to be an adult in this month, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
That's exciting.
I know.
It's impossible that you have adult children.
It's mathematically impossible, actually.
Yeah.
It's like literally mathematically impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, well, technically, if I had him, because I'm 29 with my last birthday, and he's going to be 18.
Yeah.
So it's not the best, but if I tell people I was raised Mormon,
I feel like they'll be like, oh.
There's a little bit of a pass.
Yeah.
Like there's some leeway.
Yeah. Most people probably won't want to think too hard about it and you can get away with it.
Right.
I like that. Yeah.
That's good.
So there we are.
It's very exciting for you. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked. But I think that's one of like the things that like feels really to the point that you were making about, like I want to reevaluate. Am I really feeling like this is the way that I want to be? Like that's the other thing that's kind of interesting about it too, is because I know that I've had, not like a rigid mindset, but definitely more of like an extremes, like it's this or that, when there's so much middle ground where, either you are this or you're that. And it's like, no, you can really like
relationships are as unique as the people in them. Like,
oh yeah. And that's like, it's so built into us, to like, here's what you're trying to aim for, and here's what you want to do, and get married, have kids, da 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 da.
Now that we're over kid bearing ages, well, I mean, I could still have kids.
Oh, so could I, but no way.
But I don't want to have kids.
No, I've done this, and now they are essentially self-sufficient, and they wipe their own butts.
Yeah,
you win.
Exactly.
So I don't want to reset that.
I don't want any babies. I'm kind of shocked that women my age that get with a new guy and want to have a baby. I'm like, have you met babies? Like, I get it. I understand being so in love with somebody that you want to have something that's both of you. Like, I understand that because I've been, that level of love before and stuff.
Yep.
But reality kicks in after the whole like honeymoon stuff is over and you're like, fuck that.
It's like, would you like to be tired for the next 10 years?
I'm already tired. I'm over 29.
Yeah.
I'm already tired. And it's I assume it's only going to go downhill.
Oh, definitely. And that's I just like recently, my kids are 16 and 10, and I just recently started like sleeping like I used to sleep before kids.
Oh.
Like
I have to drug myself for that still. Although, so the other night, this is something that I'm proud of actually. I was over at my other fella's house. At some point I'll make up something for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was over at his house and we were watching a movie and I was laying on his lap and we were just watching the movie and I had complete relaxation in my entire body.
Ooh.
No anxiety.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was completely relaxed. And I went and told my therapist and she was like, trust your body. Like, you need to trust your body. And so I told him for my mental health, I need to see him more often.
Yes.
Because it makes me feel completely relaxed. I can't do that without medication anywhere else in my life, in my world. So I actively medicate for that as well. The fact that I was able to do that, watching a horror movie too, because we were watching The Barbarian, which is a terrifying movie.
Oh yeah, and it just keeps getting worse. We're going to talk about that later.
No idea what was going on.
No.
It fucked my world up. Like, it messed with my brain.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep wanting to show Gentleman Caller so I can talk about it at home, but that movie messed me up. So I'm laying there watching that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I noticed at one point I was completely relaxed inside my body.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I realized that's what, I can't say normal. My therapist doesn't like it when I say normal.
No.
That's what people that have the ability to naturally relax feel like regularly.
Yes.
And she told me that now that I know how to do it and what it feels like, I can create the muscle memory and do it often. But I think I can only do it around him right now.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like my safe space. Like,
yeah. You're building your neural pathways, but you have to practice in the environment.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's like this whole thing. So
yeah,
I have a good nickname for him, but I'm not going to use it yet. So
I feel very similarly.
Well, I call him Slut Dust, but that's not very sexy.
Slut Dust. I love that.
Or call him Mr. Dust or Dusty. So, because he doesn't like, he's not a fan of pet names. I'm like, well, you haven't backed down from Slut Dust. So
there you go. You get to keep
That's what you're going to be called.
Yeah, that's the same way that it is for my partner. And he and I are both like, why? And that was part of like, I think what like drew us, together. Because like we had like a date and then we went out again like a couple days later.
Yeah.
And then again later that week. And it was just like, why do I feel so delightful with you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I'm like relaxed and calm and like you have good energy and I can.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? And then, like that we don't like the normal word, but like people can feel this regularly.
Well, so the thing is, I've been in a lot of relationships and most of them have been good relationships. Like I had one really bad relationship, but most of my relationships have been pretty good. And, I've been happy in them.
Yeah.
I haven't felt like that before, to that level of comfort. And same thing, like I saw him 5 times last week because he's going out of town for a week.
Yeah.
So, and it's every time I leave, I feel recharged. Even if we stay up talking until like 3 a.m, I just feel like I've been like recharged in my brain.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So I know. I'm so happy. It's gross.
I know, it's so good. I'm like, is this how these things are supposed to be? Because I'm gonna cry because I don't know what this is, but I like it a lot.
I know. I'm like, it's ridiculous how happy I am, and but it's could cause issues, But whatever.
Yeah, there's always the possibility, and just keep. Well, we also have a vacation scheduled a couple weeks from now, and so that's.
Are you coming to Texas?
No, I'm going to Puerto Rico.
By Texas?
I haven't, I'm not
Via
in charge of that part of the plan.
Texas. Just
I would hope that it was via Texas, because I know that there is like there's an overlap, because I don't think there's like a straight flight there. You have to
it's
go
probably
somewhere.
not here. It's probably like Houston or something. I don't live there.
No, I think he had said something about like maybe one of the Carolinas or something.
Ooh, there's 2 of them to choose from.
There is, and that's exciting. But I think it's North Carolina. But yeah, I was like, okay, I haven't been to either of those states, but I haven't
either.
No.
I've never gone to the East Coast very much.
Yeah, like I've been to Florida, but I don't know, can you count that as East Coast? I mean, like it is the East.
It's Florida.
But yeah, Florida, I feel like is its own
Texas
entity.
isn't the South, it's Texas.
Yes. There's the South, and then there's Texas. So.
Yeah. But Texas is like 5 states in one, because it has so much different regional areas.
Because it's flipping huge.
It is flipping huge. And I live in, a metro area that's like, our airport is end to end bigger than the entire island of Manhattan. So like,
wowza.
It's big.
Everything's
big. Yeah.
Texas, everything's big.
Yeah, they are.
Love that.
You should get on Texas Tinder.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like way more work than I'm willing to put in right now.
Okay, I hate getting on dating apps. I hate dating apps.
I know.
Because I don't care about the people. I literally don't want to talk to them. So
yeah. Yep. But they're like a weird necessary evil right now.
I know.
And so yeah, I popped on for a second just to be like, ooh, and now I'm like, oh no, why did I do that?
Yeah, there was one a day, I don't know, it was like it was probably like last year or months ago or something. And I got on Facebook dating because I was like, Facebook dating, whatever. And then I immediately got off. Like I posted a profile. It just had like 2 pictures on there. I didn't even fill anything out. And immediately, the guy started ooh, nice tits. Ooh, I want my mouth on those. Blah, 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 whatever. Oh,
yeah, and I've never heard that.
Removed it, and I was still getting notifications for months afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
Like it kept saying, "Oh, you have a message." I'm like, "Oh, you have to deactivate it." I forgot to deactivate it. I just stopped looking at it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Stupid. So I realized that you can completely remove the option from your phone entirely, or your Facebook thing entirely, which is better because I got super sick of Facebook dating giving me notifications to start a profile or whatever. So, and then you go to look at people and you're like, oh, we have friends in common. And you're like, oh, I don't actually like these people.
You're like, why?
So my cats are throwing fits in the background. Did you have any pointers for people for open relationship or dipping their toes in open relationship?
It's I would say, like we've said it, but it's being that communication piece, whoever you are going to practice that with, but then also like just being upfront about it right away. Like it's interesting because like, I don't think that we always necessarily think about how much of like the way we engage with people when we're pursuing something romantic is kind of like coded or veiled. And so like speaking to someone directly and being clear and saying what you want is like still really refreshing to people and unexpected.
So refreshing.
Yes.
And none of us do it.
No. And we need to, because that's honestly been like the feedback that I've gotten from like the people that I have gone on dates with. They're like, oh, you just say what you want. And
I do too.
I'm like, yes.
I figured, I'm like, if someone's going to be with me, they're going to be with actually me.
Yeah. Right. And I was like, I don't have time for, the tiptoeing around this and the cute coy thing. Like I can do that a little bit, but otherwise I'm like, no, like
I'm not here to play games. I'm too old for that.
No.
I'm too old.
Like,
and I straight up tell people, I'm like, look, I don't feel good about this. I don't like this. I don't feel safe about this. I'm not doing this. So that's it. Line done, drawn.
Nope. That's all it is. And then it's just, like, cool. I want to take my ticket to Pound Town. And if this is great and we seem to like click, like we can actually like talk before or afterwards, cool. And, if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not feeling it. And I think that something that comes up a lot is, people start talking to someone from a dating app. And even if you're practicing like an open relationship in whatever form it might be, whether that's polyamory or like ethical ENM, talking to someone does not like commit you to anything.
No.
And I feel, and maybe it's like, and I feel like it's like a people thing, but I feel like it is largely like a women thing where if someone's paying attention to you, you feel like you have to like reciprocate. And it's like, no, you don't. What do you owe this person? Like you canceled going out with them. You haven't even been on a date yet. Why are you feeling guilty?
Well, I showed you the guy that I'm going to marry, right? The guy that said my personality was a Cancer.
Yes.
Yeah. Cause I told him I didn't think we'd have anything in common. I didn't want to date him.
Yeah.
And his reaction was, now we have nothing to talk about. Your personality is a Cancer and I don't want to get sick. Yeah. And I was like, I literally told you we don't have anything to talk about because I told him I read about 5 books a week. Yeah. And he said he doesn't do storybooks. I'm like, are you in 4th grade, sir? Yeah. Like, are you a child? I haven't read a storybook in years.
No, I read books.
Storybooks. Storybooks I don't do is what he said. I'm like, okay. You're a fucking idiot, dude.
Right? Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, and then I told him, I was like, we don't have anything in common. I don't want to go on a date with you. And he lost his shit.
Why is that a big deal? Cool, thanks. And then
poor Rodrigo. The second he unblocks me, though, I'm gonna marry him.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's the second. I am watching it. Like, I actually forgot where. I actually deleted it, but I'm watching it. I'm gonna marry him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I look forward to catching the bouquet at that wedding. I'm gonna punch someone for it.
You're gonna fight Amy for it.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That would be very fun.
But I can't fight Amy for it because Amy and I are getting married. So like one of us has to catch it anyhow. But it would be kind of fun to just tackle her.
I'm marrying my friend Rachel.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. My battery is dying on this laptop because I never found out where the plug is because apparently people answer my text. But it's time to wrap up anyways. So
well, there we go. And we'll do that.
And I will keep texting you about the movie and other things too.
Yeah.
Because
good.
There's lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna like find the note I took and send it to you when I watched that movie.
Oh my gosh, that movie. So that's the thing is it wasn't that I was completely relaxed in his presence. It was during that movie.
Yeah, because it's an unsettling one.
So unsettling. Like
the whole time. It starts uncomfortably.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
No.
I didn't know who the bad guy was.
No.
I didn't know what was happening.
I didn't know. Great, but then it's like no.
But then it just didn't stop. And I was like, no, I need some resolution. And it never stopped. And then the resolution came. I was like, oh, my heart. Like that hurt me.
I know.
That one hurt me. I was like, I was watching. I was like, ow.
No, I watched and then I was like, they're going to make me feel bad for this. Yeah.
And I did. I felt bad.
I did.
Yeah. I just watched, what did we watch Sunday night? We watched Puka.
Oh, how was that?
Actually really good.
Oh, okay. All right. So this isn't a scary movie podcast. We'll save that for another time. So
okay. I love scary movies too. I watch them all the time.
Okay. We'll have to chat about that too. So see you later, bitches. If you're going to have an open relationship, talk about stuff.
Just talk about everything and don't keep anything secret and don't hide anything because it will come out.
No, and we're not responsible for any mistakes made for following any advice and or words said on this podcast.
Take legal advice from a podcast.
Don't do that. We don't know nothing about nothing.
I know everything about everything.
Perfect.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, friend.
All of you motherfuckers who put up with the Amy's droning on week after week. If you enjoy their delightful bitchcraft, please follow them on all of the social medias and send them all of your money on Patreon or PayPal. You can find them on these platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. If you want to bitch with other fans about the show, join the Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell Amy and Amy to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com, although it may go unanswered. Please rate and review the show on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, text someone right now. Tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, Warm and fuzzy, human-affirming, fun-having, anti-theist, glitter-throwing, tummy-satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity-seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.